For some reason right now, I feel like you'd be a really good ASMR YouTuber, Sean.
No, stop!
Stop.
I hate the sound of people eating.
Welcome to episode 3 of the Fake Grass Podcast. I'm your host, Weldon. Here I am with Yusuke Senpai. And I'm with Enigma.
Hello.
Unless you got a nickname for yourself.
That's basically it.
Enigma is fine. Then we have, Yusuke Senpai. So,
Hi.
this is the third episode of the Fake Grass Podcast. I haven't uploaded in like a week. Enigma, have you I can't call you Enigma. I need a different name. Graham.
Why?
Yeah, Graham.
Graham,
Can
okay.
we just use our real names?
No.
No?
Do you
Okay.
want to?
It's weird
Anyways,
calling you Weldon.
Graham, have you seen the first 2 episodes?
I only seen the first one, only like a couple minutes.
Do you know what it's about?
Not really.
It's about the Disney movies.
Stop!
You got that
I hate you.
eating ice AMR.
No, stop it. I will leave this meeting if you continue that.
I have like a soda with like lots of ice in it right now.
I feel bad for anyone that's just watching this right now.
I know. The how the episode works is just we're just gonna like talk for like I don't know like 50 minutes to an hour or something, and I'm gonna put the audio all over a single image, the video art, and that's about it. Are you echoing, my man?
Oh my god, what in the world?
You're on a Chromebook,
Wait.
right?
What?
You be on that school device. How do you have a different account?
You're asking me?
Or is that a phone? You on your phone?
What in the world?
That don't matter.
Hi?
Don't matter, musical. It's not gonna be recorded your face and whatnot, but
I know. I'm just doing this to confuse
Graham.
him. Yeah.
His name is Graham.
Graham.
Call him Graham. So, first order of business. How are y'all doing?
Great.
Decent.
You're doing decent. How come?
School has been really stressing me out.
What in particular, though?
I was 22 assignments behind.
I felt that.
In like 22 assignments, but like in any particular subject. What I mean by that is like 22 assignments, but like in 3 classes, or are you talking across
Like
all classes?
Four
That's-
classes.
That's 4 classes, because that's like there's more than 5 assignments per class.
It was for world history, forensic science, military science, and geoscience.
Dude, you're failing in all science related stuff.
Well, this year you're a sophomore?
I need numbers. I don't do well with
10th grade.
10th grade, yes.
Okay.
You don't do good in science, but you're good with numbers, huh?
I guess.
Do Sudoku.
You know how to do Sudoku, Graham? Do you even know what Sudoku is?
Isn't it suicide by
No, not seppuku. Not seppuku.
That is going to be cut out totally. No, everything's unedited. Can't believe we're actually somewhat doing this. But
seppuku.
Oh, we gotta mention that, man.
They sound similar, I'm sorry.
That's pretty racist.
Stop.
So words have rate. Okay.
I mean, they're both Japanese.
That's rough. That's rough. Next order of business. Jeez. Online school. What do you guys think about online school?
I hate it.
Graham.
I hate it so much.
I enjoy it because I don't need to socialize with that many people, but
Oh,
the
you're
people I
the
hate,
antisocial type.
but
Both of you are introverts.
I really do miss going, walking to school, like, walking from school and just feeling alive, just, like, being human,
Being alive
not wearing a mask, not really, being concerned about what's going on,
in the
and
world.
just going back home and, yeah, and just enjoying myself. And now it's like, crap, I can't go anywhere. I'm just stuck at my house. I think that's the one thing that's just been crushed my heart a little bit.
Aw.
Yes, me too, Graham. For me, I just still can't believe that this is happening. Like it
It's
just happened all
surreal.
of a sudden, and now some people are like, I feel like we've been in quarantine like for like 10 years. Like, it doesn't feel like that to me, but it feels like, dude, have we just accepted that this is the way of life now, or like, yeah, I just can't wrap my mind around. We're still in this.
It's crazy how this
It's
is our new normal.
right, but there's no way it's normal, and I don't want to get used to this.
Like
No.
I used to grow up just like everything's normal, nothing
We
really.
all used to grow up all
That's
normal.
not what I meant. Like when I was always looking up history and all that about the Black Plague. That's just I felt bad for those people, and I never thought that would happen to something like this, modern day age, and just like looking back in time, and now it's just we have technology to keep us our brains like in this circle where we're not really focused outside, but still we need activity in that type of way.
Isn't it crazy how we're living in a future history book entry?
Except
Like
It's
that,
crazy.
the
kids in the
numbers the
future are gonna
numbers
be
of deaths
tested.
has been like a lot lower than usual.
Mm.
I mean, like remember 1918, the Spanish flu thing?
Oh, the
Oh no.
Spanish flu.
Like 50 million people died in like a year. And now this COVID thing, we're treating it much much worse. And I think the death toll has reached like 1.5 million.
Well, because we're treating it much worse, there's less death. Because we're reacting that way, there's less death.
And I think it's mainly because of like it's not just like we're doing all the right things, but the people themselves, they're not. We have the smart people where they actually do the precautions, they wash their hands, they wear the mask, they do everything right. They actually keep it to their nose and not they wear like they actually wear the mask. But you have other people that just you have
Like
the
complete germaphobes.
semi you have the semi rednecks that
The
just don't.
semi rednecks. Please elaborate on that further.
Okay, so the people that will wear the mask but will have like the nose come out, and I know it's like hard to breathe, but still, if you care about your country so much, like it doesn't matter wherever you are, you should at least have the mask covering your whole entire mouth.
hmm
That means your nose and your the lower area only to where your eyes can be shown, and just don't do it semi. Just do it correctly, and then you have the people, the Karens.
The Karens.
Karens,
Karens.
It's
Karens,
like a species of their own. Like it's just their own thing.
and you have the kids that don't wear the mask because the parents don't like. Felt like maybe 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds that don't wear the mask, and they just treat it like a normal life.
Mm.
And then you realize that the CDC says that wearing a mask does not prevent you from getting COVID. It only prevents you from spreading it, which is ironic at the same time. I mean, think about it. The CDC goes, 96% of like COVID deaths are like not COVID related. And
Well,
then
it's just elevating.
every time a doctor writes death by COVID, they get $50,000 in cash.
Well, it's not like it wasn't related to COVID. It was just elevating the past illnesses that a person would have, or the past
Think about it, if you
diseases.
were a doctor and you needed some money and someone just died of cancer, would you write COVID just so you can get $50,000?
I mean, that's not ethical,
I
but some
would.
people would do. Oh my god.
I wouldn't want to lose my hand.
Come on, would you do it? Come on,
No,
I,
I
I
would.
I wouldn't.
you would not
That's
do it.
against my rule.
Yeah, we have morals. Shot. Well, dude.
Oh, I can't believe you two. At
Can't
least I
We're
admitted
we're
it to
actually
doing it.
people. We're actually people.
Unethical. You guys are
It is unethical.
unbelievable.
Shut up.
You guys have no idea. Come on, this COVID thing. If like 1,000 people were dying a day, okay, fine. I think we should do this, but like,
Are you sure
Okay,
your
but you're
parents raised you?
exploiting people's deaths.
are you also not denying the fact that this thing is taken way out of proportion? Okay, think about it. If social media did not exist, would we still be in quarantine? Like the only form of media, like, oh, you're reading the newspaper. It's like, oh, there's a new disease in China. That's it. Like that, no one would care. But because we have social media and everyone's going, oh my god, everyone is dying. Everyone's flipping out,
I mean, I think it would still be on the news.
and then
And
people are. There are no news. I mean, I guess
there's
newspapers your only source of
news
news and radio,
newspapers.
but social media.
How far are we going back?
We're going back to like 1918. Like remember the again Spanish flu times. 50 million people died in like a year. Like this was like right after World War One.
When they still have radio?
Yeah,
Or
Hmm.
what's that?
but they didn't
Public
have a.
sector?
I think if you search up 1918 quarantine, I think like only one state did it. It's like the state of Oregon or something. Hold on, got Google right here.
But like because of the
1918
because we're quarantined.
quarantine.
Hey. Because we're quarantined, it's stopping the spread. Therefore, or it's not stopping. It's like preventing people from getting sick, and it's preventing people from dying.
But people are still dying and still
People
getting.
are still dying, but it's a lot less than it
Again,
would
I'm not
have
going
been
to
if we
deny
weren't.
that. And of course, I would not be talking like this if, say my family got COVID, but anyone else, fuck them. Fuck them. Why are you laughing? You would do the exact same.
No.
You wouldn't care if some random person on the street died, but if that random person on the street was your brother, holy shit. How the tables have turned, right? Again, am I
Mm.
justifying this as a reason for to uplift this whole thing and a justification to kill people? Obviously not. But and I'm only saying this because I'm what am I in a position of power or something? But can I do anything about it? No, I'm just another pawn in the chess game of the big tech leaders and the big companies and the government saying you gotta wear a mask, buddy, otherwise you won't get any money.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you
Yes.
sure your parents raised you?
Yes. Are you? That's such an insult. What about you, Graham?
My parents actually raised me well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my dad
Oh.
raised me pretty good, don't you think? How dare you insult me? Wait, no. Fuck insulting me. You can insult me whenever you want, but when you insult my parents, you cross in a different line.
No,
Okay,
what
let
I'm
me
saying is,
justify it.
one
Let
Oh,
me rephrase
Graham, no.
everything. My whole point has been going on to the point that what we're talking about is this COVID. What about COVID? What were we talking about?
you were talking about how if someone dies from cancer, then you can just say that it was for
You're right. I mean,
more
what?
money.
Like a million people die from malaria every single year. Are we not going to quarantine against malaria? Why are we?
But quarantine
Why are
isn't
we?
transmitted like that.
Yes, it is. If it's the same thing as COVID, right?
It it's similar.
Isn't malaria transmitted from mosquitoes?
Shouldn't we do something about that? I mean,
What are
But
you
like,
gonna do? Kill all the mosquitoes?
they actually are. I think the HOA says something about genetically modified mosquitoes being vaccinated against malaria, but then people are like, if you release that organism into the wild, you know what breed and species is gonna come out of there.
oh no.
But then we're not quarantining against that, are we? We still got every year flu shots. That's no different from COVID. I mean, the
Shouldn't we
COVID is
just get
literally
it done?
just the flu, right?
But COVID doesn't have um a a vaccination that is available to everyone
Neither is
yet.
the flu. They have to make a new one every single year.
That's true.
And I think in 2020, the 2020 vaccine was not very efficient, so it wasn't really released. That caused a spike in flu cases, I think.
Hmm.
Damn, this is like a touchy subject, but at the same time, it's not because I'm talking about life and death so easily.
Well, it's a podcast. We can talk about anything.
Obviously, that's the
That's
whole
true.
point. Yes, people
So
are
how are you
dying.
guys?
People are
No, no,
dying
no, no,
from
no! Shut up!
COVID.
Shut up! No more. How are you guys? No more.
No more.
No,
Okay, let me just say
you gonna
we're
keep
gonna beat
talking about
COVID.
death?
We're gonna beat COVID.
Oh
All right,
yeah, we should. We
we
are.
are going to beat COVID.
We're already breaking like the CDC guidelines.
How so?
I'm not gonna. Those are
You're not gonna
yes.
elaborate any further on that?
I'm not gonna. I won't elaborate on that. We're yes. So how are you guys doing? Anything new with y'all?
Uh,
I hate you so much.
I'm writing a book.
You're writing a
Nice.
book. What's it called?
What's it about?
The Iron Country.
Iron
Uh,
Country. I can only
Ooh.
imagine
okay, so
how many things that could be called,
I'm
or
I'm gonna
what
go
that would
back
be about.
to okay. So I'm really quick. I'm gonna go. This is gonna be another touchy subject, but basically, it's what we're going through right now. It's a dystopian future where
Ooh.
um, have you read 19?
Is it virus? Is it virus or like
No. Okay, so
disease?
have you read 1984 before?
No.
George Orwell?
Yes,
I haven't read it, but I really want to. I read Animal Farm.
but you get the
Oh, they
idea
made a
of the book,
movie
right?
Yeah,
about it.
it's dystopian.
So
I love
basically, it's like
dystopian.
that, but Russia, 2047, where they basically break up from every single other country,
Nice.
and they just seal themselves off, just like how America did back in the 30s and China. But anyone that comes from England, Canada, India into Russia, they will be killed, or if they find anything like a painting or even something that's like just a bedspread, they will be killed. And the main character of my book is Hugo Nevelstein, and
Mm.
he's a soldier that obeys anything that his superiors tell him to, and even if it's his family or friends, and going on to where he just any type of like with 1984, the main character, he kind of like breaks off from that from following the direction. So that's what I have so far.
So there's no physical art allowed in this
Like
country.
more like if it's from Russia, then it's fine. But like kind of with
Oh,
moving
okay.
to
This
like
this
Donald
reminds
Trump,
me of like what you said, this dystopian town, but like mixed with like Fahrenheit 451. Like this is what
Fahrenheit 451's amazing. Okay.
this book sounds very inspired by 451. Hey Graham, you ever heard of 451?
yes, I
Yeah,
read it
the book.
in the beginning of the school year, which is probably one of my favorite books ever right now.
Do you know what the significance of Fahrenheit 451 is? That
Uh,
that number?
Yeah,
that's
I
where
do. It's literally on like the cover of the book.
Yeah.
it's where the book burns.
It's the temperature in which paper
Paper burns.
burns.
That's controversial because I don't think so. Do you
But
think
basically,
paper burns at 451? I think it burns at like 200, but like I can know like 200, like 350. I mean, think about it. Do you think putting a piece of paper in an oven at 350 would burn it? Yeah, I think it would.
No,
have
you put
you done that?
parchment paper in the oven all the time.
Yeah, but we're just talking
Yeah,
about paper.
wait,
We're talking about like book paper, like sheet paper.
do you guys do that?
Do what?
I would like to do that
Put paper in an
experiment.
oven?
Wait, let's do that experiment.
Wait, no,
Let's put a book in the oven.
I'm pretty sure
okay.
the leather would be just fine, but the paper would burn.
Okay, let's put a soft cover book in.
But
in
what I'm saying, it's like I got lots of inspiration from, and this guy's very itchy subject right now, but Trump, where how he said that he wants to break up from China because uh, if you look more into like China's past, the Silk Railroad, they were a leading power, and I'm not saying I'm a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but
Hmm.
where China just wants to take over everything. So Trump wanted to break off from that
That doesn't that make
because
sense though?
If we break up from China, honestly, we're fucked.
No, we're not. I think we're better off.
But
everyone
we don't have the
China
industrialization that China has. We get most of our goods from them.
China
Yeah,
was
but China's number one buyer is America.
That's true.
but what I'm saying is like they are trying to take over. So Trump wanted to break off from that. And in this book that really got inspiration from that subject mainly.
Hmm.
And from me reading too many damn dystopian future books.
They're great. Have you read The Giver?
I tried to, it's just I tried,
Did you
it's
watch the
just
movie then?
no, okay, so I got the
The
concept
book is
for it.
always better than the movie, okay?
I got the concept, but it's just it wasn't mature enough.
Uh,
And
You ever
I
read
need
the poem "Those Who Walk Away from Amelius"?
uh okay, we're getting into like a rabbit hole. Okay, so no, I don't think so.
It's another dystopian thing, very famous.
Like I'm just scraping the surface of dystopian. I just watched Clockwork Orange, which was amazing. I don't know if you guys know it.
I don't think I've watched it.
Um, let me
Are you
think.
talking
Okay,
about
so
the? Are you talking about that one YouTube series?
no, okay, so it's you guys can look it up if you want, but it's from 1970 by the same what was his name? Stanley Kubrick, the same guy that made uh 2001: A Space Odyssey and The Shining.
Oh.
But basically, Clockwork Orange is in a world where violence is
Wait,
exceeding everywhere.
The
Were you?
The Shining, wasn't that written by Stephen King?
Yes, but like the film adaptation
The
was
film,
by
okay.
Stephen. No,
I
not
don't think
Stephen.
Stephen King liked the movie adaptation.
He didn't like the movie
He
adaptation.
actually
Didn't.
did his own version of it, which oh my god, I want to die from it. I really want to die. Holy crap! The It series was amazing. That was actually good, but
It was really good.
me seeing whatever you call those like instead of actually use like some type of
Other weapon?
croquet thing. I don't know what you call it, like a croquet club. I don't know, but that
Cro
Oh,
Oh, a mallet or like a
no,
hammer?
no, it looks like a just a croquet mallet. And it was just so weird. I feel bad for him because he was pissed off by Stanley Kubrick, but comparing them to, I would take Kubrick's side any time of the day. It's so much better.
mm.
But what I was saying about Clockwork Orange, it's very uh, ultra violent, and the main character Alex, he basically keeps on doing these things. There is nudity in the movie, so I would watch it by yourself. Like if I think that's in every single Ray era movie, but he basically rapes and goes in people's houses, but later on, uh, his buddies, his droogs, basically gets him caught. He goes into re what do you call it? Reform him, and he just gets better. But it's hard to explain because it's I just watched it for the first time, but I think you guys would like it. It's very dystopian. It's
You really like dystopian related stuff, huh?
well, it basically says what the hell is going on in our world with how 1984 was, how the government was like. I feel like this is any type of conspiracy theory book. Like this is
Mhm.
just any of their books that they would read every single time of the day. And with 1984, like they just watch you. You don't have really any free thought. Fahrenheit 451, you don't like just like drain your brain where you don't really think of your own things. How uh, I forgot the author's name.
Is it what's it called? Ray Bradbury, right?
Yeah, Ray Bradbury. He, when he was younger, he read a lot. He actually didn't graduate from I think it was high school. He read. He was in the library all the time, and he just hated TV. He hated how, for example, Napoleon. They would talk about him, but not like fully like a documentary. They would maybe talk for him for a couple minutes, and I see that a lot with now, where if you're talking about history, you might leave out some stuff. So I don't know what you guys think,
Sounds
but
like an interesting concept.
I just don't enjoy what's going on right now because with media, how it's just like
And yet you
when
like these dystopian universes where
no,
everyone is like
you
dying
don't
if you
see
don't
both
follow
sides.
the rules.
You don't see both sides of the story, so the media just manipulates it and changes everything. And with books, like they're just I feel like books are still popular with everyone, like any type of age, but the books are kind of becoming more when they talk to your friend, like, "Have you read any books?" I'm like, thinking to myself, he's probably gonna say Harry Potter, a comic book,
Harry
comic
Potter.
book,
True.
or just like a short kids book, and
Mm.
I feel like they don't want that much of that knowledge because it doesn't keep their attention span.
Yeah,
Just
So
give
that's
them
the
instant
most problem.
gratitude.
You only have like what generation these days only have like 7 seconds of attention span.
and that's why like TikTok's so popular now because you
Oh
only have
my god.
15 seconds of it. And my mom has it, and I don't have anything. Okay, I have no social media.
I have
I
Instagram.
have no phone. I have just none of that. And my father basically calls me the rebel because I don't feel I don't get brainwashed like everyone else. I'm not saying like I'm superior from everyone. I'm not this
No, I think
messiah.
what I'm trying to get at is like why none. Are you afraid that you might get influenced by social media, or you just like
Like
don't want to do social media at all?
I feel like I would just go on this wheel where I just walk and get nowhere and just believe everything. Just feel very easy to be manipulated
But if you
by
know that,
someone.
why not? Shouldn't social media shouldn't have that much of an impact on you?
Well, it's
Like
everyone.
if you said you don't get brainwashed, if you don't want to get brainwashed that easily, and you just read all like the stupid stuff on social media, you would just see that it would just be stupid stuff on social media. Like you wouldn't actually believe this stuff.
But
And yet,
the
yeah,
thing why I get upset is because of how easy people were getting manipulated. Because back when my father and his father were growing up, they really didn't have anything. They had TV, they had newspapers, but they really didn't care about what was going on in the world. They basically, my dad, he hates how social media is just taking over everything and how they're um, changing how people like they're not really letting people think on their own. They're just shoveling uh, food in their mouth without saying like, "Are you, can you breathe? Can you breathe?" Until like you choke on the food and you're like, "Dude, why'd you do all that?" And you forget about it later on.
I mean, I give it the benefit of the doubt that back then there was no advanced technology. They couldn't play games because there was no games at the time. Like, okay, can you pretend you live in like give me a random like 1970? Okay, pretend you live in 1970, and then I told you that there's going to be a device 37 years from now in the palm of your hand that's going to be more powerful than all supercomputers. And you can do whatever you want at the touch of a button. Every single question you have can be answered at the push of a button. Would you believe me?
But like that's being lazy. That I'm not really got bring my point, but like where technology, you're just being lazy. You're not. When we have phones now, where they say that they were going to be used for uh, talking to.
Well, yeah. Like, what do you
Well, do
think
you
of?
see it as a tool or
Well,
do you see it
what do
as a
you think a
distraction?
phone is for?
I see it
Is
as a toy. I feel like it's just because when I ever go
I said
to,
a tool.
it's a toy. It's basically a toy. When you
oh,
go
yeah, no,
to
yeah.
yes
Let's answer
or a
my
grocery
question. My question
store,
was like, what is a phone?
it's a toy to me. Everyone I see kids 5 to maybe like no younger than that, like 1 to 5, and when they're in the cart, just like walking and running around in the cart, and the mom, she is busy getting groceries. The kid was just like, "Wham, wham, mom, mom, mom," like just wants attention. So to get rid of the annoyance, they just give him or her their phone, and
I do think that happens, but that's kind of a little bit over
and
the
this is
top, don't you think?
sorry, this is getting off topic, but when
It's not off topic. It's just the examples that you use a little bit.
but it's broken up. I'm just trying my best right now.
Yeah, of course, I understand everything that you're saying. It's just that we do live in the society that we can agree like even like 4-year-olds are holding the most high tech equipment, right? But the whole
But
point
and
of a phone is for communication. Back then, you had mail, then you had radio, then you have what did they have then? TVs. That was it.
no,
Then they
it
had
was
they
They
no,
had
have like these bricks,
TV.
newspapers.
these brick phones, and then you had to pay for minutes.
But what I'm saying, it's where you give the kid the phone, they basically separate from their parents, or just you don't see them really talking that much, even if
Well, then that's
they're.
just bad parenting.
Yeah.
I mean, this happens everywhere.
Well, more lately than now,
Any
yeah, but
family, any family I know, my like 7-year olds, 10-year olds, I see them with phones. They're always on social media. That I'm getting to my point now where they get used to not really thinking about anyone else but themselves, and the influencers like who can I use as an example?
Facebook,
Billy
Twitter,
Billie Eilish,
anyone.
like Billie
Oh, Billie
Eilish on
Eilish.
Instagram. They like the singer, so they just follow him, and they will follow their footsteps, kind of like how they would follow their fathers or mothers, because they really didn't care about them. So they're just gonna um, so they think this person's more influential than this old geezer. So,
Then again, like the parents, they don't even know what social media. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do now. They have no choice
actually,
but to. But
they 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 know what social media is because it's everywhere. It's on TV. It's on the movie theaters now, where they're showing TikTok ads.
okay, let me ask
Um,
you this, Graham. Do you think that we spend too much time on our phones or any technology at all?
Oh yes, yes, 100%.
Oh, you
Okay,
would have
okay.
liked
Now,
the ACT
now,
essay question.
now, here's this then. When I asked you, do you think we spend too much time? Now the question is, why do you think we spend so much time? Why do you
I
think we spend so much time on our technology now? And I'm not just saying phones, like computers, virtual reality, TV, anything with connectivity to the internet. Well,
One
well,
reason
then
I
again, a
think
radio would technically count, but it doesn't because anything that connects to the internet.
one thing that I think just wait, can you ask it again?
Why do you? Okay, so you said yes to we spend so much time on our technology, right?
Yeah,
Why?
I think one reason why I think we spend too much time on our technology is because we just want to fill this void, kind of,
Hmm.
where we just it's really
Like
hard.
like
Okay,
like we don't have this
like we
well
want to
well
be
what is
important.
it for though? When you say empty void, are you just talking about like, oh, I just want to have
Like we want
fun, or I just
like
want
be
something to do?
we want to be important in that type of way, like it for phones where um, when you have a phone, you usually have like the regular stuff, but social media is everything. So like when you give someone maybe 13-year-old girl and she doesn't have that many friends, so or any friends because they are on their phone, so she might get influenced by that. So she wants to feel important, so she goes on TikTok, um,
So you think it's peer
Facebook.
pressure?
Like I feel it's like a inner prison that just like it's invisible, but it
So
covers
you think
everything.
it's an individualistic thing? Like it's not a 100 people. It's just every one person at a time thing.
Like it's a lot of people, but just over time, kind of like a slowly growing rash on your
But
body.
when you say growing rash, is it growing because of other people doing it, or just
Yes, exactly.
oh
So
you
it is peer
so
pressure,
oh like this
basically.
conformity of society per se?
Yes,
Stop bringing the
Like
ACT into
no
this,
no 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 no
Sean.
no no. This is a general question, musical. Okay, so
Oh, oops.
like if I were to answer the question of why we spend so much time on our phones, it's that people nowadays they forget that even though we're like this question here, it does not have it's not white and black. It's not a binary answer. It's
Mhm.
complex. It's really fucking complex. But when it comes to why we spend so much time on our phone, sometimes I'm gonna answer the question, but like sometimes you gotta answer it, like when someone asks you that question, what do you think like I'm trying to achieve? Like my opinion of asking you, Graham, like because I asked this question, what do you think we should do? You know what I'm saying? So for my
like
answer so if I were to answer the question of why we spend so much time on our phone is it's a lot more than just, oh, I just want to do it because I can. Because someone's gonna say some random answer like that, but when someone goes like, it just gives me pleasure, like, oh, it's just something entertaining. That's all it is. It's just entertainment. With That's all it is. But when someone does it, obviously, like 9 hours a day, then we got a little bit of a problem, because at that point, when you have entertainment on your side, your body releases a hormone called dopamine. You ever heard of dopamine before?
yes, my
Yeah, the
father uses
reward chemical.
time.
You get addicted to that stuff. You get addicted to in body made dopamine, and because of that, you need a lot more for the same thing called tolerance. Like, you ever notice that like some people, when they wake up, first thing they do is just grab their phone and just look on YouTube and just search for anything.
Because it's like Pavlov's dog. I don't know if you know that meaning, do you?
What'd you say? Padlock's dog?
Yes. Okay, so do you wanna look it up or do you want me to explain it the best I can?
You can explain it.
Yeah, you should explain it.
Basically, Pavlov's dog, I was told by my father, was an experiment where there was this dog and a bell would be rang for the dog to be allowed in a room. So he was in the cage, so he would be let out, and there would be a nice juicy steak for him.
Oh,
Uh,
you're talking about classical conditioning, right? It, this is
where
it's where So long as you feed a dog and ring a bell at the same time, every time you ring a bell, the dog expects food. Like that
No,
experiment, or
no, okay, so, like, every single time the dog goes there, he gets excited from the bell, and the last time, like, he kept on giving him steak, but the last time he rang the bell, the dog gets let out, there was no steak there, but his mouth started to foam, so he was just that feeling just came to him
yeah,
anytime.
that's the classical conditioning thing. You ever
There's
heard of
that.
classical conditioning before?
I heard
No.
of it because of The Office.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, what you explained is called classical conditioning. Like, I'm pretty sure you've gone through some classical conditioning before. Like, every time the school bell rings, everybody stands up and does the Pledge of Allegiance, right? So the next time when you hear like the bell ring, everyone is standing up immediately instead of okay, please stand up. Like they don't the
Oh,
announcer doesn't even have to say that before you stand up. You know what I'm saying?
To get used to
at
the game.
my old school, they didn't do that.
You've heard that though, right? Musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Like,
that's what
I've
I'm saying.
heard it before, but I've seen it so many times with my friends because I was in a, what do you call it? Um, in a room with, like, special needs kids, what do you call it?
Special needs.
What do you mean?
What is going on?
Wait, I'm trying to think. Okay, so, um,
Is it like a club?
no, it wasn't a club. Has a name. SOD? No. But
Anyway, this group.
basically a class where, kids that can't function, maybe, like, for example, ADHD, which I have, and they're in this
Oh
class,
no.
and they're just, like, they're what do you say? Oh, no.
No. What I'm saying is just bring it out. Like you okay, man? You okay?
I'm okay, but
All right.
when
Just need to clarify. Like,
my
it's like
fellow
I
students,
have cancer. It's like I have cancer, but whatever. Like, bro, whoa. You can't just throw it out
I
of the
don't
ballpark like that.
really care about that much because, like, if it's only in a large room of people, but I'm fine with this type of area. But what I'm saying, I was back in middle school, and they don't really pay attention to class that much. Like, they
Mm.
do, but they don't really understand it, and I remember every single time at what time was it? 1:16 was the bell, so they would always check their phones, they would always look at the clock, and right when that bell went off, everyone stood up to get outside, and I never really did that because I was actually just I was kind of, like, bored, so, like, I wouldn't say bored, I'm just, like, relaxed, my brain's very relaxed, but I don't really care
Vibing.
about I was vibing, but they would all get up and wait at the door, and I just laughed my ass off because even that happened every single time. I never, like, thought about, like, this could be a condition, this could be, like, some type of word for it,
Like
so
some the bell has some power over these kids.
It's just a habit
What?
that they're
Okay, so
forming.
back to the. Should we go back to the topic? Or you want to continue on with
yeah.
this? I don't know. Just popped in my head. Now I gotta go talk about. Now that I mentioned it, but like, yeah, what you were mentioning was classical conditioning.
Yeah.
Again, this is that whole. Whenever two things happen at once, you would think if one were to happen, the other is bound to happen, or the general principle of like an oversimplification of words on how classical conditioning works. But that's basically how
Yeah.
classical conditioning works. There's different types of
Yeah, they
conditioning, but
associate one thing with
the
another.
most popular one is obviously classical because something has to happen first or something. But
Hmm.
like the other conditioning would be something like if you hear loud noises, you might get uncomfortable, but over a long period of time, when you hear loud noises, you get used to it. Like that's another form of conditioning, I think. But anyway, back to the point. what were we talking about? Oh yeah, phones. Why we spend so much
Phones.
time on our technology. Now,
I don't see.
if you have a job and you're a technical engineer, okay, you don't really count because you have to use technology. I mean, it's your job, right? So not much we can say about here, but like
If you're
I
if you're
see technology as a tool.
my mom, she uses her phone every single time, and, like, when she's home, I usually see her on social media or anything like that, but, like, she's on call, she's actually because she's a saleswoman,
actually doing something like very productive
yeah, she actually like,
or like business
she
related.
works
Then
12 hours
is a tone
a day.
is a phone still a toy to you if it's used for business?
Like, okay, when it's in a young adult's hand, I feel like it's a toy. I feel like it's a toy because every single time I see something, from, like, another person's screen on, TikTok, like, they're usually these people are making videos, they're usually, my age, 16, and I don't know how to say it, but it's just
Like
seeing it
this
and
Generation Z. Like when you say young adult, we're talking like you're younger than 20, right? Or like
yes.
yeah. So, but also when you say the phone is a toy, like what musical brought up, like if you were to like call someone or like sell something on your phone, then it's not really considered a toy so much,
Like, if you okay, if
I
like
you're
think
going for that
the main
I think that it's a
purpose.
tool, but it can be exploited to be something to use for entertainment.
if you don't use it, for its, like, original purpose, then I feel like it's more of a toy if you're just gonna,
Okay,
like,
then what do you think
even if
the original purpose of a phone is?
Well, yeah, what's an original purpose?
My
Like
original my
I
original
use my
purpose
phone
of
as
a
a
phone is just
tuner.
faster communication. That's all.
and you actually, like, it's a camera, it's a it's a messaging device,
Yeah, from
and
just that's
plus
just when you
it
say
alarms you.
communication, that's just calling, texting, email all put together.
Mhm.
Like that's
Plus you have your own clock,
communication.
you have your it's like a couple things mixed together, but I just I really don't enjoy seeing it so many times, like,
Do you think
my
it's the internet then that's the problem? Like not the phone itself, but the internet connectivity that's the problem. Like if you remove the internet connectivity of a phone, that phone becomes like the best gadget in the world.
wait,
Flashlight, camera, messaging thing. I mean yeah,
Calculator.
calculator, but like I know you need like internet connectivity to like message and stuff, but you can still call.
Do you think it's just social media then that's bad? Like phones
okay,
aren't bad, but social media is.
I feel yes, another point of like, I have so many like, when before I go to sleep, I have these type of thoughts, so it's, like, all jumbled in my head.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, he talked to me about,
Social
what was
media.
go what was going on with the like, before the storming of the Capitol. You had, these people just, like, speaking their voices out, but he brought up how, like, the TV, where is the, cable connected?
And
No, no, I'm asking a question, like, where's the cable, connected to power the TV?
to the wall.
To the outlet? Oh.
So the outlet is we haven't really changed that at all
No,
for
like the wall outlet, has like the three plugs. That thing should be connected to another thing that connects into your TV, like a computer charger,
but we didn't have any outlets, then how are we gonna power anything?
extension cord. I think. I hope.
What's that, how can you do that if it doesn't have outlet then?
You can have a generator.
You can just hook up a bicycle to your TV, and it can only work when
Yeah.
you
Keep
pedal.
pedaling.
Do you think someone from this day and age wants to do that?
I mean,
Like,
people are
No,
desperate.
I mean no one would want to do it, but if you have to
but
do it, then
get rid
it's
of all if you get rid of all that, you get and, like, people would still have their phones, but how long do you think that's gonna,
last.
last? Plus, if you just anything, if you get rid of that you get rid of
A
the
lot of
internet
problems
itself.
or
If
something.
you get rid, no, if you get rid of connect, okay, so if you get rid of connection, what do you think the world would be like? Like no electricity,
No,
not.
no quarantine. That's for one, I think. But
But
if there was no communication, I think businesses would be a lot harder to run. Like just how it was before the phone was invented, because that's how they lived. Everything was mail. Everything was mail, and
everything was
if you
hand.
consider radio and TV still a thing, I mean, I guess that's a news source. You know what I'm saying? But radio, everyone has to like, oh, hi, I'm John, blah 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 from this news traffic. Remember, there's gonna be traffic today. Like, but that's all people got. And when it came to, hey, I need to make a business trip, like let's say I'm in California and I need to make a business deal with someone in New York, it's going to be pretty hard to go to New York and come back and everyone goes, so did it work? Compared to texting everybody, I'm going to New York right now and I'm going to make a business trip. We're going to schedule it at 3 o'clock. We're going to meet up at 3 o'clock. Do you not understand how hard that would be without that instant communication back then? You had to like
But we're
you
depending.
had to send a mail,
Send
like
memos
you had to
to
send it, yeah, you
everyone.
had to send a mail like 2 weeks across the entire country, and then someone would get it, and then they would read your 2 week old message saying, I'm coming over at a meeting. No way, because that was 2 weeks ago. You cannot schedule that. Obviously that can be avoided by just saying, okay, it's January, we're gonna have a meeting in June. Send the mail 2 weeks later. Oh, we're gonna make a meeting in June. I can't do June. Send it 2 weeks later. Now it's
The entire month of
now
June.
the entire month of January is gone. Just sending 2 letters. What could have been done in the span of 5 minutes on connectivity.
So this
See,
is
again,
basically what.
that's why the whole purpose of the phone was just faster communication, and all the YouTube and videos and memes and video games on it was just something we did just because we could do it. I mean, the whole point of a phone was just so we can avoid 2 weeks sending a letter and just say, let's have a meeting, send instant, you know? That was like the greatest tool, and obviously now innovation goes, oh, now your phone can scan your face. Like, whoa, 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 why are you scanning my face for? Okay, now that's a different subject. You know, that's also conspiracy theory, living off the grid and all that. But the whole point is that the phone was just a tool. It was just
Phone is a tool.
faster communication, and
If it's a tool,
if you
then
need
why?
to, there's also, hey, what does this word mean? Instead of looking through 50 pages of a dictionary, you can just type it. Just ask Google and go, what does this word mean? And you just
But
get
we're,
it straight
Well,
away.
tools can always be used for harm, no matter what. People can.
what do you want to be dependent on everything and have this just huge
See that? Yeah,
force?
that's what I want to bring up. I only saying that because you brought it up, but again, when if the phone first came out in 2007, everyone was like, "Bro, this is like the best thing ever. Like I can communicate with someone so quickly now." And then say 5 years later, 2012, everyone now has a phone practically at that time. I think the latest one was like the iPhone 5 or something. Anyway, everyone had a phone now, and that's when all these games and things pop up. And now, do we become reliant on that? Well, I would guess so because, again, when you're talking about businesses and like the World Trade Centers, all that business marketing stuff, yeah, you probably need technology to. You are dependent on technology to get fast results, and because they're dealing with millions to billions of dollars every like second right now.
Plus, you don't
So
want to have
yeah,
a hands.
of course. I mean, what 9% of the world's money is paper, so like 81% or 91% is all digital. So it's just a number on the screen, right? It's just a number. But
But
it's because it's money. That's a different story. So, yeah, we're pretty dependent on that. I'm pretty sure if all the internet just died, all the computers just died, I think business would go down very
and I,
fast, but no one would know that it went down fast until they read in the newspaper, oh my god, all technology is broken,
I
money
think people
goes
would
down.
notice. I think people would notice if technology stopped working.
Yeah, but I'm talking about business wise, the business wise.
Really?
Like yeah,
Well,
everyone would knows like all the
you
phones are
say the
down. It's like
when you say the average Joe is a little over manipulated in this type of way,
Manipulated?
where like I'm going to
I
my
mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, I would like the
like a
case with business. We're only talking about a few percent of people when it comes to being reliant on technology with millions of dollars, and I'm overlooking that people like you and me, like we're not that rich, you know. We don't have to deal with millions of dollars a second. We don't have that business technology, or we don't have that accessibility per se, or the knowledge to even do it. So when I say like, yeah, the general public is pretty dependent on technology, I guess so. I mean, hell, you can order food through your phone; it will come to your house.
but okay, so let me ask you a question. Um, if you would you be okay if you were on Amazon, like you're just like searching for
Anything like,
like a new phone case
okay,
or a new watch or just anything, and you're using it through Google, and the next day you get your package, but then you open your phone, you look through YouTube, and you get this ad like, look at this new phone case,
It's
Apple,
just
Samsung,
targeted adding.
yeah,
like
that's just
that's
you.
Targeted
That's just
advertisement.
you signing. I agree to terms and services, and they do that. That's all that is. But I do see your point. The whole, you know, they're watching, they're listening. Someone's listening to this conversation right now. You know they are.
Probably.
Yeah,
AI's
right.
with
That's
agents.
why everyone's like, dude, you don't want to like, I don't know, trust Facebook. You don't want to trust Facebook. You
Like they
know,
say, I get off topic a lot, but like
no. This is totally related to topic. The whole idea of, yeah, again, the dependence of technology has led to people not reading terms and services, and now
if
governments and
they don't
tech
read
companies can just take over someone's life like that.
and where I'm saying like with more like not Wi-Fi, um, the internet where they will for a news article. So I'm going to talk about the orange plump again, Donald Trump, where he was trying to help us. Like I don't know if you really care about the subject, but he was trying to help us. Where like he's not saying he's not a good person. He's a really bad person, but he was trying his best to uh, make us more independent, where we don't have to where we don't have to be dependent on every single thing we're told and believe, suffering from the news or suffering from social media. We have, like he said, we have to be more independent. We have to be more our own thought, not having someone tell us and believe it. So,
Again, that's when the general public is just stupid and just they don't understand stuff like this, you know? Oh my god, dolphins can kill humans with guns, like you know people believe that stuff. And then you wonder, like, if you ever see an ad and then you're like, this ad is stupid, and then you start wondering what's the point of a certain advertisement if it's not for people like me. That means it's for stupid people, you know? It's controlling stupid people. Of course, am I a stupid person for saying I accept terms and services? I guess so, if you want to put it into that terms. And then, oh yeah, they can record our audio or they can turn on the cameras or whatnot.
like, I feel
Because
like I'm just
that was a court case. Like, you know, this guy sued like a news company saying you guys were lying, the news were lying, and then the news company's like, we have freedom of speech, so we're not. I guess not. We have freedom of speech, so we can't. You can't sue us. And then the news company won.
they're higher authority than us.
But then
They're
again, it's
not,
still the law. The law says the First Amendment, freedom to right to free speech, in the pursuit of happiness and religion. I think.
the law.
Huh?
Shouldn't it be a change of the law, like more? Like I'm gonna say this again, where people come first, not like average working citizens like me, you, I don't know how to say her name. C
Musical.
musical. Where we're just working where we're at, nah, not working at school, but we're just at school studying, and where our parents, like my mother, she can barely even make it by, and where okay, so
Uh-huh.
sorry, I feel like
Take your time. Take your time.
I'm against social media all the way, because of how I was raised by my father.
Uh-huh.
But either way, it's just I really don't like how we have to be dependent on social media, on news, because when the BLM situation happened, like I support Black lives, I support all lives, but how they did it, where they were just like doing one side of the coin, like if
Oh, censorship? You talking about censorship now?
Yeah.
you had a cameraman and he was like facing uh, a musical, and she was like smiling. There's rainbows everywhere. There's happiness, and then, like you don't see the behind scenes, like behind the cameraman. You see um, a car on fire, like driving around, or like explosions or something like that. That's what I feel like the social media is kind of like, where they just don't show both sides of the coin, and where
It's
with the
very
BLM,
lenient.
that's what BLM felt like, because I feel like everything's just like I feel like I live in my own dystopian future, like in my own like circle of this type of thing, because it's happening so much. Where you remember seeing the BLM videos all the time, like they would protest like peacefully, then you would have them wearing,
Broken stores and stuff.
like you would see buildings
Rioting.
killed actual people that were they're people that they said they were gonna protect, at least like 40. And I saw this video of an African American gentleman. He ran to a car with 2 officers, by like basically bystanders. They weren't doing anything. They weren't
Uh-huh.
putting their they weren't kneeling on someone's neck and anything. They were just being bystanders. And this guy, he shoots both of them. They both survive, but barely, and runs off. And that I feel like that you can hate police, but police that just are bystanders, like, how is that fair for these type of people that are really working hard to get a job to actually pay for their family? And you have these other people that say, our life sucks because you're white.
Again, I'm gonna play
That
devil's advocate here. We're not denying that lots of shit happened like the previous 200 years, right? Yeah, it's a shame it happened,
It
right? But
happened.
we're not. No one should agree to the question that like, are we more racist now than we were in 1960? Can you imagine? Have you? That's why
I
when it comes to these rich companies and they go, "Hey, we need some money," it's like, just kill 1,000 people. It's like, okay, and they just talk about it like nothing because
like I
that's
just
what they can do. And then they go, "Hey, I need some money from the news company. How should we do it? Oh, just send like 10,000 black people and just destroy the streets, and then we'll make money off of it."
I
Okay.
just feel back in okay, so because I've been doing lots of research recently with the 1950s and 1960s, there
Yep.
was like my friends say that it's the most racist right now in America. But think about 50s and 60s. If you were a colored person, African American,
Yeah, you
you would
can't.
have
You have to sit
color
in the back of the bus.
colored bathroom, colored
It was segregated. Everything was segregated.
segregated. You can't have your own voice. And if you were I forgot what his name was, but he was a very like if you're like a singer, African American singer, you would make money, but still you would be always looking. People would look at you. There was this baseball player that join a white team. Like before he would
I
just
think I
be
know
they
this
would have
one.
Babe
their own
Ruth?
No, not Babe Ruth.
no,
It was an African
There's another
American
one.
baseball player. I think they made a
like
movie about it. I think it's 42. I don't know.
he had his own he would have to be in his own color team. But later on he actually proved himself that he is
Oh,
actually
Jackie Robinson.
like a really good player.
That's the guy.
Yeah. So I think if you do some research, I think you know who I'm talking about. But basically, he was uh, chosen in this all white baseball team, and people sent him death threats. And comparing to now, like I can actually eat with friends that are Mexican, Filipino, Cantonese, Japanese, just any type of color. I can eat with them and not care about anything that happened in the past because I'm thinking about the present. These are my friends. These are my people I actually can talk about my situations with. If you just like, this is a really bad analogy, but if you just get rid of all the skin and you have a skeleton of like my skeleton and uh,
Yeah,
a person
you
from
take
another
some
color.
random dude on the street, then you take me. We cut your skin. We're all the same color on the inside.
But what I'm saying is like we're not any different from we don't have the same blood type, but we have the same blood, we have same organs. Nothing's different about that. They're not gonna be like if you're African American, it's not gonna be your heart's not gonna be a different color unless if you smoke. But everything's gonna be the same, but the skin's just gonna be different. We're all the same type of human being.
Again, in order to solve racism problem, I don't know how we could deviate this from the phone problem, but it was such a shit. But the whole idea, and we're gonna wrap this up because this is going to go on for an hour and
Sorry.
like 7 minutes.
What?
In order
I'm
to end this stuff, we have to like rewrite the entire like law per se. Like we have to start from square one again. But of course, that's never gonna happen. And do I want that to happen? I mean, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't
like
really answer that because even if I were to, I can't do anything about it. I can't do anything about it. Of course, lots of people, stronger together and all that stuff. But I can't. I can't do anything about it. And
shouldn't there be
I just want to live my life here. You know?
shouldn't there be a middle side of the story where like we can be like I was talking to this girl yesterday on and she was basically saying because you're white, you're evil, you're this, and I might have some like slavery was legal back then, but like it was everywhere. You can't escape it. But now it's just wait.
Any last things you want to add?
Wait, I'm trying to think.
In the meanwhile, musical. Anything you want to add? Any final notes?
I forgot what we were gonna talk about again. I'm sorry.
We're talking about the civil rights and stuff like that.
Okay, wait. Sorry, I'm back on track. Okay, so with uh, I feel like you should treat people like even if it's Chinese, Japanese,
Anyone?
anyone,
Anyone.
any type of color, you should treat them with equal rights, even if they have like a really fucked up past.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember what MLK said at his "I Had a Dream" speech? He goes, "I hope that my children live in a world where they are not judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their
Their character.
character."
Like
Automatically, right there, when you see a poor druggie on the street, I'm not gonna treat you with respect no matter what you look like, okay? But if you're a rich billionaire, now I definitely don't care what you look like because you are rich.
if you're okay, so if you are a rapist and your color, that's not
Yeah, your
because
color is irrelevant at
It's
that point.
yeah.
not because of your color. Like if you're a
Like you're a
football
bad person because you're a bad person, not because of what you are.
like that
Yeah.
the what's his name? I don't know his name, but he was like a athlete. he was going for
The
a
Olympics.
knife. He the police get called to a situation where the a girl a woman, she is colored. She calls the cops because this guy takes her kids, and when he basically gets caught, he runs to his car and they shoot at him, but he basically tries to grab a knife. Like, they find a knife in his car, and I feel like they because even if it's a African American man, not African American, you shouldn't. Should just not treat. We
How
should
do you
treat
go
people.
from like some dude with a knife in order to let's treat
Everyone's out there.
everyone equal?
If
Like,
you're
whoa.
if you're a football player and you're like you get this like street cred, like you're a really good person, that you should be treated with like you should be treated normally, and like
Uh-huh.
even if you did this type of, like, because he was found, someone called his ass before, so he's been multiple times, but because he died, people were like, with similar to the George Floyd incident, like everyone knew him because he was a football player, but this guy, he was actually trying to grab a knife. So supporting this type of person, like people, football players actually had his name stamped on the back of their helmets, and I really feel like we shouldn't do it, even if
Yeah.
it's like
Do you remember when they were trying to protest the African American kneeling right next to Abraham Lincoln statue? Everyone was like, "Oh, that's so racist," but then people like me, are like, I'm pretty sure you're like, do you even know why that
yeah,
statue was built?
Ever, Abraham Lincoln was he's not ever okay. No one is perfect. No one is perfect.
It's about to make this our final conclusion here.
But basically, Abraham Lincoln, he had slaves, but I understand why people were doing that because they, even if they were just like falling in line, but you have these type of people that just look back in history and they just really don't like what they see. But still, we have to do the conclusion. We have to see what's wrong with our country, reform, not be like Joe Biden, where he wants to be on everyone's side. We have to like actually
Yeah, we
see
gotta be
what's.
nationalist, not globalist.
We shouldn't treat one part of our world like a supreme hierarchy. We shouldn't do that. We should just like treat everyone like a regular person, not have these people that are like there can be rich people like of any color, but they have to be someone that actually just because they're rich doesn't mean that they can walk into a hair salon and not wear their mask or something like that. We should all just like be actually equal. That's my conclusion. Sorry, I went so long.
Okay, represented. All right. Musical. Anything?
Think. What are all the points we talked about?
Are
Like
you? Have you been even
dystopia.
listening at
No,
all?
no, I'm literally writing stuff down. I take notes when I have a conversation because I'm weird.
Okay,
So basically,
talking
we were
about
talking
like
about we talked about dystopians. We're trying to wrap it. We're trying to wrap this up, aren't we?
yeah, the status of
Dystopian books are amazing.
person.
Technology is a tool, but social media can be used to brainwash people, and people should be treated equally. Bam, based on the color of their skin. Not
Very
okay. No.
depressing topics. We also talked about the how we're stuck at home and
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
quarantine sucks.
COVID. All right, my final conclusion. What should we call this episode? I was
uh
thinking of technology, culture, and the ugly.
ACT essay question explained.
No, I'm gonna say technology, culture, and the ugly.
And the ugly.
or just don't click on this video if you don't want to.
Yeah, please
Don't click on
do
this video.
not.
If
All
you don't
right.
like it, don't click on this video. I
Yeah, I
feel
was
like
gonna call it technology, culture, and the ugly.
The
like I felt it was a bad idea because I was just when I
Yeah.
saw the video, it's Pixar, It's very peaceful. It's like a
Yeah,
very
and then the second episode was a bunch of idiot friends being idiots.
it's like okay, so it's like a slow ride at first, but then like
It just
someone
goes like boom,
freak
Oh
train
my
wreck.
god.
Just goes through
he
the-
gets
and then we're gonna have like companies
So
call
they're
us like,
gonna-
you guys are just teenagers. You have no idea what you guys are talking about. Hey, I'm from
definitely
Fox. You three have been talking about these issues. I want to give you money so you can be on our show. Holy shit,
Nice.
right? Yeah, of course, that's never gonna happen, but
but
No.
there's definitely nothing. You guys are definitely not like maybe 30% correct about what's going on. We're just gonna give you
yeah,
money.
but I like your argument.
Our
We like
employees.
you guys.
Don't
You should
worry.
Yeah. All right.
Join us.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Fake Rounds Podcast Show. See you all later.
Bye bye.
Graham, say something.
I'm so sorry.
Just say bye. Damn, dude. Thanks for watching. See you next episode.